Hey YouTube, it's Jim1990 here with another review, and I'm doing a review of King of the Ring 2001. Let's take a look at the cover. That's the big statue thing or whatever that was on the like for the arena, like the stage or whatever. My mind is spent, my muscles ache, my body is broken. Lead me to my throne, King of the Ring. Looks pretty cool, and on the back looks pretty cool. It sort of reminds me of the Payback cover, but this was before the Payback cover. How it's like, even though it's not the glass shatter, it's like electric, and then like in between Earth or lightning or whatever, and in between them there's like the wrestlers. There's Jeff Hardy, Stone Cold, Edge, Shane McMahon, Bubba, Dudley, Rhino, Chris Jericho. Don't know who that guy is. Undertaker, Kurt Angle. I'm just kidding, that's Chris Benoit. On June 24th, East Rutherford, New Jersey, royalty will be won, blood will be spilled, history will be made, all in one hellacious evening. There's the matches, I'll be going over that in a second. There's the disc. I don't have the insert. But there was 17,777 attendance at the Continental Airlines Arena. And this, I was thinking that this might have been the arena that Raw After Mania was in, but that was the Izod Center. And I wonder if this... Never mind. I was about to say, I wonder if this is still... I don't even know what I'm going to say. I was about to say, but whatever. I was just remembering that WrestleMania was in East Rutherford this year. But, yeah, let's get to the first match. The first match was Kurt Angle versus Christian in a semi-final match. And this was a pretty good match. It went for about 7 or 8 minutes, and, Kurt Angle and Christian, the semi-final people was Kurt Angle, Christian, Edge, and Rhino, and they were like buddies, or whatever, at the beginning of the year. But, yeah, and then, at the end of the match, Kurt Angle ended up hitting the Olympic Slam, and, getting the pinfall after that, and then the next match was, I think, Edge versus Rhino. It's not an order on the back, but yeah, it was Edge versus Rhino. It went for about 9 minutes. I give the Kurt Angle and Christian match a 7 out of 10, and Edge ended up getting the victory in this match of Edge and Rhino, and yeah, it wasn't really that good. It was the Spear versus the Gore. I think this was the first time they ever fought in WWF. I know they were friends back in like 1995 or whatever during the Indies days and stuff like that. Yeah, it wasn't that good. Edge ended up hitting an execution, getting the pinfall. I'm gonna give that a 6.5. And then the next match was Devon, Dudley, and Spike Dudley. Or Devon and Bubba Dudley Boyz versus Spike Dudley and Kane. And this wasn't that good of a match either. And it went for about 9 minutes also. But the Dudleys ended up getting the win. It wasn't really that good of a match. Yeah, I don't think Spike Dudley is really that good of a wrestler. He's pretty entertaining, but he's not that big of or good of a wrestler. But yeah. But yeah, Bubba and Devon ended up hitting Spike with a 3D and getting the win to retain the titles. And I'm gonna give that match a 6. It wasn't really that good. Then the next match, Kurt Angle versus Edge in the finals of the King of the Ring tournament. And this match went for about 10 minutes. It was a really good match. I really liked this match. I'm gonna give this match a 9 out of 10. And Edge ended up hitting execution again, and he won the King of the Ring. And Kurt Angle wanted to win this because it would have been the second year in a row that he won the King of the Ring, and that would have made some history. But yeah. And in the matches, Shane McMahon came out or whatever in the one with Christian, and I think he helped out Kurt Angle because he wanted Kurt Angle to have more matches because he was facing Kurt Angle later on in the show. But then the next match, Jeff Hardy versus X-Pac for the Light Heavyweight Championship. And this was a good match. Two of my favorite wrestlers. And it went for about 7 minutes. It was a pretty good match. But Jeff Hardy ended up retaining his title. And yeah, he just ended up at the end. He hit a swanton bomb and retained the title. And yeah. After that was Kurt Angle versus Shane McMahon in a street fight. And this is an awesome street fight match. It is just crazy and awesome. And they went all around the ring. You guys have probably all seen the thing where Shane McMahon or Kurt Angle was like, I think I broke my tailbone. And he like fell and hit his butt or something like that on the match or whatever, and then he ended up getting better or whatever, and Shane got thrown through those glass things like 3 or 4 times, and because it took like 2 or 3 times to get him through it, then he finally went through, and then he did it through the other side, and then Shane was out. He fell on his head or whatever like the first time, and he hit his head on the concrete. It was pretty crazy. And then they ended up using some weapons. Shane did a coast to coast. Kurt Angle did the angle slam off the top rope on this like board thing. It was pretty crazy. This was a really good match, and I had fun watching it. And I'm gonna give that match a 10 out of 10. It went for about 26 minutes. And then the next match was the main event for the WWF Championship. Stone Cold versus Chris Jericho versus Chris Benoit. And there was rumors that since Shane had just bought WCW, and there's people like WCW people, and yeah, they was thinking that Chris Jericho or Chris Benoit, if they win, they're going to WCW, but they ended up not winning. Yeah, Booker T came out during the match. But, yeah, at the end, Stone Cold pinned Chris Benoit after Chris Benoit did a suplex on him, or Chris Jericho, but it knocked them both out, and then Austin went in there and pinned Chris Benoit and retained the title. And, this was a pretty good match. I'm gonna give it an 8.5. And, yeah, all the titles stayed with the people. Even on Heat, Matt Hardy beat Justin Credible, and Matt Hardy retained the U.S. title. It was a pretty good show. Not the best of the 2001 shows, but I really wanted it. And yeah, don't really have that much else to say. Overall, I'm going to give this pay-per-view a 7 out of 10. Not the best of the 01s, but yeah, I still wanted to check it out. And that's about it. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. Bye.